And that's it. We are live, and I'm just waiting for YouTube to tell me that we actually exist. Anytime now, YouTube.
All right.
And I did set a reminder. So if it's not even going to alert me that we're live, I wonder who else is going to see it.
Nobody.
Nobody. Good job, YouTube.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, you have almost 600 subs now.
Do I?
Yeah, you're one away.
Hey!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
I've lost a number of subs because I wasn't doing anything with it. Yeah, yeah. But apparently, I'm getting some back. That's good.
Can you check and see if this video is public? It should be, but
maybe. How do I do that?
I don't know.
Satoshi's here.
Yes, he is. But
he must have found it. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't get any notification, but then again, it's my channel.
Lord. All right, we'll just have to assume people are going to show up. That seems safe. I'll let everyone know.
Well, Satoshi says it's public because he just clicked it, so.
Okay, well, that's good.
But yeah. Satoshi, did you get a notification when we went live? Okay, we got a couple people. We got people. We got the best people.
Yeah, the only ones who matter.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stick this in Discord, and then we're going to...
I just did.
Go. Oh, you did? Oh, man.
Yep.
Nicely done.
I was sweetly doing that.
Let's put it in...
Satoshi, what use are you? He's like he didn't have a notification because his notifications are turned off. I see. I see what's going on.
Mine aren't. I didn't get one. So.
Yeah. Well, it's my channel, so I guess I wouldn't get one, but I don't know. I don't know what I've been told. You never slow down, you never grow old.
All right. Should we get this roll on the show?
Yeah. Yeah, let's have a show. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. It's one of these, right? Here we go. This one right here.
Yeah. Buttons.
From the creators of the video game podcast, Famicom Dojo.
They still make that?
And the enthusiastic support of the Nerd and Tie Network.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Comes a podcast about the single most important question in human history.
What is the meaning of life?
Will I ever find love?
Can God create a rock so big even Pumpkin Man cannot
How
lift
can
it?
I find fulfillment?
What happens after you
Does
die?
this look infected to
Is there
you?
such a thing as karma or fate?
What is true?
Have you guys seen my keys?
What should I be watching on TV?
Every episode of Two Boobs Watch the Tube, Vink and his best bra, Sean Orange, take a shallow dive into a current or retro TV show. Will they love it?
I guess.
Will they hate it?
No one.
Will they fight about it?
No one cares.
Did Sean even watch it?
No,
Is Vink still listening as Sean talks about Transformers?
definitely not.
These questions and more will be answered on
Two Boobs Watch the Tube.
Oh, hi.
That's really loud.
Is it?
Wakes
I'm
me
so
up.
Sorry.
Makes me happy.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I mean,
I want to
it's-
dance. I want to have
Yeah.
a dance party. Pay
Makes-
us $5
yeah.
not to dance.
The intro's so good, though. I worry that it lets people down about the show itself.
That's not true.
People are like, "Wow, that intro! It must be a really great show."
That can't be true because I refuse to believe it.
Oh, well, beliefs are as important or more than science. So,
Oh no, let's not start that.
yeah.
So hey, Vane,
Hey,
what you
I
been
am.
watching?
you know what? I've actually been watching quite a bit of it. I've been watching quite a bit of television lately.
Have you?
I have. I don't know why. I've just been. It's something I can do, in between other things, And because I think it's because I've been watching what I would like to call popcorn television, a lot of it.
Oh.
Just like it's not something you have to focus on a lot. It's something you can watch half an episode and come back to. I've been watching Bob's Burgers, which I have never watched before. I know it's been I know it's been a thing for a long time.
Right.
And I didn't like it at first. I thought it was kind of I don't know, it's too cynical. Like I couldn't find any likable characters. But like with a lot of things that they run for a while, it kind of softened in tone.
Okay.
And I would say I enjoy it. It's not something I would buy merchandise for. Do you know what I mean? It's not something I'm going to go
cosplay as Bob.
I kind of do all the time. I'm losing my hair. All I need is a mustache. Really. I'm even wearing the white shirt today.
Right.
But I mean, it's fine. It's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus in Japan, which is weird.
Okay.
Disney Plus has a lot of things that are not on the other ones. Like Disney Plus is kind of famous in the United States for not having anything beyond a PG-13, but in Japan it has all kinds of crazy stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
And I've been watching Abbott Elementary.
What's that?
It is a show about a group of elementary school teachers working like an inner city elementary school, talking about budget cutbacks and dealing with boards of education and things like that. And as a teacher myself, I find that very amusing. Even though I'm in a very different situation than what's presented on the show, I can in some ways relate. And I watched the first half of the first episode of Severance.
Oh, what did you think?
It is not a popcorn television show.
It is
like
not.
that's why I stopped watching it, because it's like I have to pay attention to this one.
Yeah.
This is a show that will require my attention, and it's very, so far, again, not very far into it, but it seems very smartly written and produced. We'll see. And that's something we'll probably talk about in a future episode.
I hope
because
so.
I feel like one way or another, I'm going to have something to say about it.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you brought up Severance, because I wasn't going to for the second episode in a row, even though as of last episode, it was like one of the favorite things I had watched.
Yep.
So, well, that's good. Yeah, I just had a thought though. Maybe they should make a TV show called Board of Education, but like BORED, in keeping with our earlier theme about feelings being more important than facts.
Oh my goodness. We should make that show.
Yeah, man. We are that show.
So beyond watching some television, I've been streaming. I streamed.
Yeah.
This is my third time to go live in an 8-day period, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah. It's been nice having the Vink streams back. I think people really missed them. Yeah.
I mean, the reaction was pretty good. People enjoyed popping in. There's not as many people as used to watch it, because I think, it's out of a routine, and I always just announce them like an hour and a half before I go on, because I never know when I'm going to be able to stream. So that's the thing about having 4 kids.
Yeah, that's yep. Let's blame it on them.
Yes, let's blame our children. Let's do the Ted Cruz move.
Oh no!
All right. Anyway, so here we are. Didn't know we were going to be able to do this stream today, but suddenly became free, and we've been putting this one off for a long time.
We have.
But before we get into the main topic, what have you been watching? So tell me what you watch, what you really watch.
Oh snap! You turned that around on me. All right. So I just watched the 3rd episode of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Which I am enjoying quite a bit.
There's a lot of Star Trek out there now, isn't there?
There are 5 concurrent Star Trek shows.
What? Okay,
I
name them.
goofed.
Name them. Name
Oh,
them.
yeah,
Name them.
I goofed. I mentioned this on the Pile of Shame live stream, and I forgot one of them. But I think in rough chronological order of release, we have Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, Prodigy, and then Strange New Worlds. Two
And
of those shows
all
are animated.
those are all on Paramount Plus, right?
All yes, but Prodigy's on Nickelodeon, so it's
Oh, okay.
available outside of a streaming service.
So Prodigy is a animated one.
Yep. Prodigy takes place sometime after Voyager because there's a holographic Janeway. Yeah.
Okay.
Voiced by Kate Mulgrew.
Is it based off the short-lived internet service? Prodigy?
Time will tell. Maybe it's an Easter egg.
Or is it based off the hardcore techno group Prodigy?
Oh, good lord! No, I've been enjoying Strange New Worlds. For those who don't know, it's the Captain Christopher Pike show on the Enterprise about a decade before Kirk took command. And it's a spin-off of Discovery.
It's a spin-off of
around the
same
time period.
Christopher Pike from the original Star Trek pilot.
Correct. This is the longest pilot to series pickup ever. 55 years, I believe.
Now I've got songs by what is it? Boris the Sprinkler in my head now. You know Boris the Sprinkler? Are you down with Boris the Sprinkler? The best hardcore punk band from Green Bay, Wisconsin. The best.
Oh,
and they've got a song.
Probably a low bar.
They've got a song called "Do You Want a Grilled Cheese?" And there's a line in it goes, "She thinks that I'm Spock, but I'm Christopher Pike. She got me running down the alley, hey, swinging from the trees, hey." And then the chorus is like, "Do you want a grilled cheese? So pretty, please." It's one of the few songs you can actually sing of theirs, though. There's a lot of them have some pretty bad language in them.
Christopher Pike is no longer going to be a niche reference anymore, though, thanks to this show.
Yeah,
I would say that the Abraham verse, Kelvin verse movies probably did that in first, but still, now there's definitely no excuse.
Yeah. Oh, but it's so. I mean, okay, how much do you need to understand to understand? Like what I mean is like,
yeah,
I gotta say, like, I all of these multiverse things going on right now. I feel like the fandom is leaving me behind.
Oh snap!
Well, okay. Did you see the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie?
No, but a friend of mine just told me that it's available on Disney Plus right now.
It is.
I don't have to go to theaters to see it.
That is correct. I don't think it's even playing in the theaters.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably a wise move. Okay.
Can I say something that will change your thought while you're watching it, or would you like to hear it after you've watched it?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I've been convinced now that I can see it and I can do whatever I want. I'll just watch it. So is it going to enhance my enjoyment?
I heard it before I watched it, and with that in my mind, I think I possibly enjoyed it more.
Well, then why don't you tell me and tell everyone else so that they can have the same experience?
When you're watching this movie, I want you to ask yourself one question.
Yeah. Is
this a standalone movie, or is this a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Okay. No, seriously, because you wouldn't think so, but then if you have that question in your mind and you watch it, you'll think so.
Okay.
And not just because of the Roger Rabbit cameo in the movie.
Well, did they ever build that freeway? I guess that's the biggest question I have.
It's a spiritual sequel, if nothing else, because it takes place in the whole idea of toons and humans living simultaneously and as I said, Roger Rabbit's in it, as well as Ugly Sonic.
Now, I haven't seen Detective Pikachu. Would that also fit in this universe?
No.
All right.
No, but it. I have no idea how the licensing cleared on this thing because it is way beyond Disney properties. I've seen Looney Tunes in it. I've seen Shrek in it. Like there's all kinds of. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I haven't seen anything like that since Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh, did I cut out for a second?
You are a little choppy, but that what you said. The Shrek comment reminded me of another show that I watched recently, and that is
okay. Go ahead.
Pentaverite. If you have missed Mike Myers at all in the last decade and a half since the Love Guru
is that
bombed,
that's the Mike Myers one?
Yeah, I've missed Mike Myers.
Hello.
And
okay,
I have. Yeah, I think we're out of sync.
Okay, you are cutting out.
You are cutting out.
Hello.
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 You are choppy.
Both cutting out.
Well, it's just
no,
you.
You're cutting out. Hello.
It's just you because I can look at YouTube and I'm fine and you're frozen.
All right.
Sinister Sally says that Roger Rabbit was a canceled Chinatown
Yep.
sequel.
Ooh.
Is that like how
that's
Cyborg was
crazy.
like a He-Man Masters of the Universe sequel?
Ooh. All right.
Let's
Apparently
mix and match. Are we all back? Are we in
stopped
sync?
entirely for about 20 seconds. We'll back beats back in sync.
Nice.
No.
All right.
No.
Are we?
Oh dear.
Are we here at the same time?
No, we're not. Because unless you really didn't like that joke, you reacted to it about 20 seconds after I said it. So no, probably not.
The Backstreet's back. Yeah. Are we?
So hold on. I have not been recording this with Audacity. Should I be?
No. Let's just. It's too late.
Yes, I should be.
No.
Okay.
I didn't say yes at all.
All right.
Hello.
What do you?
Was that? Was
okay.
that?
What are you? Are you? Oh, okay. Okay, but like when the audio cuts out there, it's cut out for us too. We're not going to be able to fix that in post.
That's correct. We'll just have to skip this
Yay! Well, I'll tell you what.
We're syncing
it's
up
not
again.
that good.
Yeah, that's
Yay!
Fine. All right. Where were we? The
Let's
just start the whole Pentaverite thing over again.
Let's start it again.
Okay. You know what I've been watching?
What have you been watching?
Comment reminded me. I've been watching the Pentaverite on Netflix.
What on earth is the Pentaverite?
The Pentaverite. If you've missed Mike Myers at all in the last decade and a half or so since the Love Guru bombed, you're gonna love the Pentaverite.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to like it even.
Yeah.
But I ended up loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's this Mike Myers shtick. And he does play 5 characters.
Yeah.
That's the name.
I feel like, yeah, Mike Myers, just kind of like after the Love Guru he was in Bohemian Rhapsody in a kind of non-comical role, and that was about it. And I'm like, well, that guy's done, but looks like I've heard good things about it, so I'll watch it. Where can I watch that?
I also got to mention that Kids in the Hall has a new season, and I'm going to mention this both these things in the same breath for a very specific reason. If you are not prepared for full frontal male nudity, don't watch either of these shows.
What is it with full frontal male nudity lately? I mean,
listen. I mean, we're on these streaming services, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have standards and practices to hold them back anymore. Like the Pentaverite.
Yep.
Probably would have been rated X had it gone to theaters.
Is it a comedy?
Yes.
Okay.
There's just that much on-screen like gratuitous nudity for one particular segment.
All right. Well,
it's amazing.
okay. What can I watch this on?
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
On Netflix.
I've got Netflix.
Kids in the Hall is on Amazon.
I've got that too. But if
Then
there's
you're
a lot
golden.
of but if there's a lot of nudity on it, Amazon might not take it. That's actually my biggest fear with these things, because they region, lock their things, and full frontal male nudity is going to be one. So they'll either mosaic it or just not put it on the service.
So I wonder if on purpose, at least the Pentaverite one, if they made a version of it where they kept the censorship, because the whole joke is that the censorship couldn't keep up with him.
Ah, okay.
So I wonder if they made a version that was deliberately
Is it like
censored.
the Austin Powers joke where
Yes.
that guy really is a one-trick pony, isn't he?
But I appreciate this twist on it,
Okay.
even though.
All right.
Let's just say it was amazing.
Okay. Ooh, nice wordplay there.
Yeah. Anyway, so enough about that. Let's talk about this kids show.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know if maybe we shouldn't have led with. Okay. Anyway, yes, kid show nothing. This is not a kid show.
No, you're
kids
right.
Kids aren't going to get half of this.
It's on Cartoon Network, but it is not a kids show.
Yes, I mean, okay, it is a show that kids will watch and that kids will like, but they will not appreciate to the extent that people our age will.
That's a fact.
There's a lot of talk about 80s sitcoms and things like that I don't think are in any syndication anymore. So,
Yeah,
I mean, there's an episode that talks about Urkel. Yeah.
I mean, before we get into that too much, where's the beef? What are we talking about?
We are talking about Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. Different show.
Because that's very important. That's actually a major point of contention that has split the fandom quite a bit, and that they constantly rip on.
Oh my god!
How much have you watched? How much have you watched?
I have watched a smattering across 7 seasons, I want to say.
Yep.
So when I watched it, it was on. It was Christmas time.
Yep.
So everything was Christmas themed, more or less.
Yep.
So that's all that was available on the Cartoon Network streaming app. I couldn't get it anywhere else, unfortunately.
Yep.
So, but I watched a bunch. I can name you some episode titles.
Okay.
Hafo Safo, Kabooms Part 2, TV Night 4, TV Night 5.
Oh, the TV
Halloween
Night
versus Christmas, Teen Titans Roar, Brave Day.
Did you watch the video game one?
I don't know. Zimdings, villains.
You would remember it if you. Yeah.
Villains in the Van getting gelato. Pig in a Poke. Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Space House Part 1 and Space House Part 2.
Interesting.
This show.
The best ones are where it's built off just a dumb premise, like one where it's like the gang decide they're going to drink tea instead of coffee, and then it's a thing, and then the one where they start getting into football, and no football, not soccer. I mean, yes, it is soccer. No, not American. And there's this debate over whether it's unpatriotic for them to do so. Like, it's just. This show is just ridiculous. And you'd remember the video game one if you played it, because it has tons of references to the original Zelda, Spy Hunter, things like that.
It.
And I sent you a clip a long time ago.
You must have. I'm sorry. No, I took copious notes on the ones I did see.
All right.
I think the very first one actually was they made up a second Christmas because they didn't want Christmas to end, and Starfire's not from Earth, so she wouldn't know there's not a second Christmas.
Okay.
And then they get into this lie deeper and deeper, and they can't back out of it. But of course, she eventually finds out there's no second Christmas. So.
Did you watch the one
Very-
where her best friend was an ice cream scooper? I don't know the actual titles of the episodes. It's just, okay. Maybe let's back up. Because
Yeah.
Teen Titans Go is a spinoff. Okay, tell me about now. Comic
Yeah.
nerd, go.
Yeah.
Tell me about Teen Titans.
The original Teen Titans cartoon
Yes.
is based on the Teen Titans comic book.
Yep.
Which, oh gosh, that start in the 60s or the 70s? I want to say it started
70s.
in the 60s. It was the 70s?
70s.
Okay.
Yeah. Early 70s though.
So it's all the sidekicks get together and they're in a superhero book together. So you have Dick Grayson, Robin,
Yep.
Batman and Robin. You have was Aqualad even there? I don't know. Donna Troy, at the time Wonder Girl. Was Starfire one of the original ones?
I don't know.
Because the lineup of the cartoon that everyone knows and loves, which is very similar to a lineup
Yep.
of one of the books, was Cyborg, Beast Boy, who's a green shapeshifter who can turn into different animals, Starfire, who's an alien princess, as most alien women in the DC universe are some kind of princess or queen, like
Yep.
Maxima. Raven, who's the daughter of what's his name? Some demon dimension overlord.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So the original Teen Titans, just for reference, it was Robin, Wonder Girl, Kid Flash, and Aqualad.
sure, that makes sense. Okay, so Aqualad was one of them. Yep. So
Yep.
and then Kid Flash would have been not Barry Allen, Wally West.
Yep.
So things change later on.
Yep.
George Perez ends up taking over the book in the 80s, and mentioning him now is like unfortunately timely because of his untimely passing due to pancreatic cancer just this month.
That's right.
But he took over the book along with Marv Wolfman. And Marv Wolfman is known in comic circles for all kinds of things, but including near and dear to my heart for doing all the character treatments on the Transformers when they Americanized it. So
The best thing is that his name sounds like he could be one of the Teen Titans.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So these two together like made the Teen Titans basically what they are, and there's even an episode of the show that I got to watch where their voice actors on it talking about how this dumb little thing that they made is somehow living on and on and on.
Yep,
And
yep,
the whole thing is about that rift in the fandom.
Yep.
Where the original cartoon was superhero stuff, kids getting together doing superhero-y things, and it
Yep.
was a little silly, but ultimately it was
Yeah,
superhero stuff.
like in the first episode, which is one of the only ones I've ever watched, Starfire enjoys drinking mustard or something, and that's the comic relief. But for the most part, it was just a standard show. And okay, I bought the set of the original Teen Titans because my kids were really into Go, and we started watching it, and my kids got bored. Like bored. Like they were like, turn this off, please. This is really boring. And I'm like, so like, and but the thing is, a lot of the people who grew up with that cartoon, they cannot watch Teen Titans Go because they think it's sacrilege. Teen Titans Go is, let's call it SD Teen Titans because it's like a super deformed. Yeah. The original one was a fairly realistic style, and this one is just, kind of the from the era of like Flash animation. Just it's cheaper. But it's more colorful. It's funnier. The episodes are shorter. For the most part, they very rarely battle any villains. They mostly just hang around.
Yeah,
their
there's
lair.
like in the tower, just like being bored. It's like what does Paw Patrol do in between like rescuing the city?
Yep, exactly.
Just loaf around. Like nothing makes sense. Like it could be any other show. It just happens to be the same cast as the original Teen Titans cartoon.
Yep. That's right.
Just just it makes no sense.
Oh, they riff off it all the time. Like
Right.
there's one character who's just like a comic book nerd. Like he's one of the supervillains in the show, and his main goal is to restore Teen Titans to what Teen Titans used to be. And like that's his mission. And they made a movie called what was it? It was called like Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go, where the
Yeah.
two universes meet.
I haven't seen it, but I want to now.
And it's just it's but like anyway, Teen Titans was yeah, exactly, a superhero series with some comedy, and it got a really big cult following at the time, and it introduced so many people to one of my favorite artists, Puffy Amiyumi, who did the theme, and just it is beloved in that fandom. But I had no previous experience with it, and I started watching Teen Titans Go because my kids were watching it. Like usually something that nerdy is something I've introduced to them, but they were like, Dad, you should watch this, it's got superheroes. And I'm like,
Does it though?
I mean, they've got powers, I guess. But the thing is, what's nice about it though is you can watch it without knowing anything. You're going to get more because they'll introduce characters who I'm sure you watching the episodes would be like, But for me, I'm like,
why are they there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're probably there delivering a pizza or something. Like that's
right.
You know.
Right. Like I watched an episode that was about Hafo Safa was about the Happy Foot Sad Foot, which is about a rotating podiatrist sign in LA. That's the whole episode. I mean, and Hafo and Safo come to life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They clearly just made the episodes about whatever they were like feeling like. Like there's one song that is like it takes place within an 80s sounding song, and the whole idea is like, I don't know, and it's got the whole episode is animated like Robot Unicorn Attack. It's just like ridiculous. Actually, that was like a 3-part thing, and there's one that's definitely a takeoff of Transformers. That is, I forgot what the riff off, but they even like copy like the station breaks and stuff like that. Like it's very. Let's see. I'm gonna find it because I'm watching this and I kept watching it, and I'm like, how is Sean not watching this? Because I'm like, I'm getting a lot from this show, but I'm like, there is a person I know who would get a lot more out of this.
Yeah, the Kabooms episodes are weird because they go and see a superhero movie and they think it's really ridiculous and they don't like it, so they end up making their own superhero movie.
Yep.
And there's all these really wild deep cuts like they have Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing Robin, which is a deep cut from Dark Knight Rises. Like there's all kinds of stuff like that in there. There's a line that's like, it's a complete copy of things we've seen before. We made a real Hollywood movie.
Oh yeah. There's also an episode where they Mystery Science Theater 3000 the movie Space Jam. It's Teen Titans Watch Space Jam.
I mean, that is
it's just
truth in advertising. Good Lord.
Yeah. So it's Teen Titans Go Force is their Transformers thing where they all turn into vehicles, but it goes like,
that's amazing.
It's like Turbo Titans Go Force. It's like it's really. And I'm watching this and I'm like, I want to talk about this with Sean.
I'm sorry I didn't see that one.
Because maybe you can explain to me the references, but the thing is, what's great is my kids have none of that coming in. They don't know any of these things, but they are laughing because there's so many things. There's one where there's a battle over what's better, burritos or hamburgers, and that's one of their favorite ones. And it's just, again, the thing is, Teen Titans Go really, really split the fandom because some people are like, okay, let's go with this. This is crazy. Yeah. This is funny. And other people are like, or like this is the death of animation. You know, the death of cartoons. You know,
The people making this show do not care. Like they
oh
do
no,
not care that you hate it. They will make entire
oh
episodes about
they
how they don't
enjoy
care.
they enjoy that you hate it. Like the things that people complain about most is going to get into an episode or something like that. You know what I mean? They're like,
There's a Teen Titans Roar episode which is all about how people hate the new Thundercats Roar cartoon because it's the same thing
yep,
basically, but it's all about bringing back the real Thundercats.
yep,
And like you go through this whole episode and then there's this amazing dig at the end where they're like, I guess I'm not going to need you at all, huh? And they're like motion at the anime style like 2003 or whatever year that was, 2013. I can't remember what year that was. They made that Cartoon Network follow up that like people watched it and they liked it, but the toys didn't sell, so they canceled it.
Yeah.
But like there's just like this like 1 second shot of that version of Lion. He just shrugs. Just
and okay, I watched that episode and I didn't get that. I did not get that joke. No, but that's the thing. That's why it's. But it wasn't necessary for me to enjoy the episod. Like, and like my kids definitely are not getting the Mr. Belvedere references.
Well, why would they?
Yeah,
I don't know if I would get the Mr. Belvedere references. I
tons
haven't seen
of-
that show in
tons of,
35 years.
tons of like Cyborg is a fan of like 80s music and sitcoms. That's one of his character traits in this version, because sure, why not?
Like the wrong thing to think about and worry about in this show is like, is that Dick Grayson Robin? Is that Tim? Doesn't matter. He's just Robin.
No, not really, because
Not
there's
really?
there's an episode where they have 7 different Robins from different time periods and all arguing over this exact thing.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
See, but you shouldn't care though, because the answer doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all. Nothing matters because their layer gets blown up in almost every episode, but it's always just back in the next one. Like there's no, it's like, didn't Kenny die in the last episode of South Park? You know, it's very much like that.
I think the favorite ones that I saw were the TV night ones. So that's TV, NG, IHT. And there's this crazy like spy versus spy type framing device where like Batman and Commissioner Gordon are trying to sneak off and watch TV together. And like Alfred keeps like trying to catch them. And it's all like, there's no talking.
Yep.
And like,
there's several episodes like that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's at least 5 because I watched 2 of them called 4 and 5.
Yep.
And like every time they sneak off to watch TV, it's like another weird vignette with the Teen Titans characters doing some weird thing. It could be superheroes, it could be Mr. Belvedere, or like whatever. I can't even. Oh, one of those He Guy. It's a whole He-Man spoof.
Yep.
He Guy bullies Musclor into taking over the macrocosmos. Yep. Cyborg is He Guy, Starfire is Tila, Raven is Evil Lynn as Bad Lady, Beast Boy is a hopping green kangaroo with a saddle, and is not Beast Man, unfortunately. But just
that's the note you took.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Nixon fights JFK's ghost.
Sure.
There's like a whole Super Friends like ripoff like send up.
Robin's Batarang is a character in the show.
What?
He's a reoccurring character with a voice. That's often narrating things like when they're on like America's Next Top Superhero or something like that. Like it's just my goodness. It's again, I don't get half of it. I really, really don't. I because I'm not. If anything, I followed Marvel when I was a kid. I didn't read comic books at all, really, but I watched like the X-Men show. I guess the only thing that was really into me with the DC universe was I watched Batman the Animated Series, and that was about it.
Okay.
So, but again, I want to tell you a line my daughter said that I thought she was like, I'm really more into the DC universe than I am Marvel, and I'm like, how are you having this thought? You know what I mean? It's just like I just like that there is a DC universe, so
Right.
because it comes, because the show is so intensely meta, Now my question though is, will it age well? I'm not sure if it will.
Absolutely not.
It's
It's certainly a product of its time.
It is, and it in that way it's a little sad. For example, have you watched Gravity Falls?
I haven't. No.
Put that on your list. Put that
Yeah,
on your list.
It's sorry. I'm doing that right now.
But for the most part, Gravity Falls is timeless. It's very, very timeless. But there is an episode where they have a bunch of wax figures of kind of celebrities of the time, and that's like the only episode that's not really going to age well.
Okay.
To tell you the honest truth, because for the most part they avoid doing like pop culture references, and that helps it immensely. Because I watched it, 10 years after the first episode had run. And I could still get the same enjoyment. But like, I'm loving Teen Titans Go, and I'll enjoy watching it 10 years from now. But the new generation coming in, like, they will not understand the references to 80s culture, and they will also not understand the references to early, 2010s culture, But maybe it won't matter. Maybe it won't matter. I don't know.
Yeah, like the chronology of this is wild, right? Because I think the original cartoon ran in the early 2000s.
That's right.
And then this one picked up right after it, so it started like 10 years ago, or like 9 years ago, or something.
Oh, it picked up. It started right after. I thought there was a gap.
I thought it was
I'm not
2013.
sure. I'm not sure.
2013ish. I think that's about when it started.
Okay, well, Teen Titans ran for only a couple of seasons, so
did it?
Yeah.
I don't know these things. Okay, but still, I remember I watched it. There were a lot of things like this. This is the time where like we were watching like Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and
that's right.
And Invader Zim, which has also come back, although I haven't seen it. The Brack Show, like Adult Swim was like getting started around this time.
It was like, looking back on it right now, I think that was the beginning of the end of cartoons that don't have any point. Do you know what I mean?
You know what this show is? It's Aqua Teen Hunger Force for kids.
I mean,
because they're supposed to be a superhero group too.
Yep.
But it's always about like their neighbor Carl and the Moonanites or whatever. It's like
that's right.
It doesn't make sense.
That's right. Okay, I get that. But yeah, that whole idea of like just non sequitur being funny, which it is, but I wonder how those shows age. I'm guessing Space Ghost Coast to Coast would age intensely poorly.
I don't know, man. Fire Ant is a timeless classic. Was it because it's 10 minutes of silence while Space Ghost follows the ant back to its lair?
I still remember the whole episode was just that he was like locked out of his apartment, but Zorak was in the apartment, and it's like tell me what's on TV right now, or whatever. And Zorak's like, the TV's on, but the cable's on, but nobody's watching. And he's like, you're wasting it. And he finally comes back to his apartment. He goes, and then like Zorak's hiding or whatever, and he's like, that's not my lamp. My lamp doesn't have feet. I must be in the wrong apartment. Okay, it's still funny. Okay, it's still funny.
It's thinking that.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, the original Adult Swim stuff was built on existing stills.
Yep.
From the 70s Hanna-Barbera cartoons,
which they had the license to. Yeah.
Right. They just ridiculously overdubbed everything, and this includes wonderful fares such as C-Lab 2021, which is a sequel to C-Lab 2020, which are both in the past now, as opposed to being in the distant future. And I'm
going to be an Adrian Barbobot with chainsaw hands. it's just, but yeah, it was that like, is the idea of the cartoon that was intensely cheaply produced for adults, that was based on, must have been based primarily on ad lib. You know,
Yeah.
I can't imagine someone wrote these. I mean, I'm sure they did, but like, you know.
Well, like, you know, like Space Ghost Coast to Coast, I'm pretty sure like the conceit there was, I don't even know what the interviewer said to those celebrity guests, but like
Oh, yeah.
they wrote in Space Ghost dialogue afterward.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Which is ridiculous. Just, and like, you know, it took the step of letting the audience like be in on the joke, and just realize, you know, showing that it's self knowing that it's terrible. It's a terrible show. You know, it's like, but anyway, like how that divided people who were fans of animation and cartoons in general, because those shows became incredibly popular and they cost nothing to make. They, you know, so Adult Swim just became like this place for tons of these shows to appear, that had lower quality animation, based off just kind of jokes. And I would say Teen Titans Go is definitely a step up beyond that, obviously. It's the animation's cheaper, but it's nice, you know. And you know, they put some work into it. There's a lot of original songs and things too. But I don't know. I'm not sure how it'll age in the future, but right now, as a dad, this is one of the few things that I can watch with my kids that they like and that I like.
Right.
Because there's not a lot. Like, they're watching their stupid cartoons, or my younger kids are watching like Uncanny Valley sing-alongs called Cocomelon. Have you heard of this?
No.
Don't. Well, your kids are beyond that. Your kids are beyond that point though. But like, I've always got a young one in the house, and it's like it's like cheap CGI singing like public domain songs, but like with a weird twist. There's like a talking baby. I don't like it. I think
it's
it's
everyone out of style is what you're telling me.
Basically. And much like those shows, like I cannot watch. When that happens, I just do something else, because I cannot. But if they're watching an episode of Teen Titans Go, and more recently Gravity Falls, which again my kids introduced to me, I find myself watching it, and I would watch it even if they weren't there.
All right. Yeah, I should go check and see what's on the Teen Titans rotation now, because all this talk about it has me wanting to go back and see if I can fill in some of those gaps.
Well, did you enjoy it? I mean, the ones you watched, did you enjoy it? Yeah.
I had no problem. Like, after an episode or two, I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch everything that's available.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing though. Like, it's all available on Japanese Netflix, the entire run.
It's so frustrating. Okay.
And the movies. But I've never watched it sequentially. The kids just choose an episode they like, or one that or you know, they'll run it marathon. Not much. Very, as I said, it pretty much resets after every episode. There are a few multi-parters, and there's a few references to their previous episodes, but nothing that you can't, you know, piece together.
Right.
It ain't Shakespeare.
Yeah, I was gonna say how it reminded me kind of of Adventure Time, but like Adventure Time's got some kind of structure to it.
Yep.
This is more. Oh. Yeah.
I have never watched Adventure Time.
No, Adventure Time is good stuff.
I'd like to. I don't have access to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose not. My wife's watching a couple of things. Well, Adventure Time is on Hulu, but I'm not sure if they carry that. If you do you have Hulu?
Not anymore, but like Japanese Hulu is so far removed from.
Yeah.
Netflix in Japan has seasons 5 and 7.
All right, that's
And I'm
weird.
like, maybe they're on a rotation, but they've never
It's just,
rotated
that's just
it.
what
It's
they
so
have.
so
That's a
weird.
bummer.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll definitely go back and watch more, but I should probably watch some Gravity Falls. That's probably a better
Do you have
use
Disney
of my
Plus?
time right now. I do.
I'll tell you, the first series is entertaining in the same way Teen Titans Go is entertaining. It's very just funny. There's some cute, but the second season of Gravity Falls, and there's only 2 seasons, but the second season of Gravity Falls is just legit fantastic television. Is
Really? Wow.
like it gets more serious. It's still funny, but and you'll have to watch them sequentially at that point.
Okay.
And it pays off.
Okay.
So, but at the same time, I feel like it could be longer. I wish it was, but then again, maybe it wouldn't be as good if it was. Like, it's a show that had so much potential to be a long show, but they ran it. They I believe there's 40 episodes.
Oh wow. Okay. It's not that much.
But they chose to end it. It was not canceled.
Sure.
It was popular, you know.
Sure.
And the voice
All right.
voice talent is really good. Really, a lot of nice cameos. But main voice talent, you've got Christian Stahl, who's in everything. Okay. Anyway,
Right.
but yeah,
I guess I'll say for people who like really care about the source material,
sure.
if you really need to see a Teen Titans show, there's one called Titans. It's on, I guess it's on HBO Max now.
Yeah.
Originally it started on DC Universe, along with Stargirl.
Okay.
And I forget what else was on there, but no one watched those shows. Oh,
Yeah.
Doom Patrol I think was on there too.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that, but I watched all of season 3 of Doom Patrol recently too. And they were like a backdoor pilot out of the Titans show.
Yep.
That they did, but it's all like, serious, gritty,
Yeah.
live action DC universe stuff. And if
Yep.
you care about that, there's a show for you, right? You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to like Teen Titans.
I was, that's the thing. My kids love Teen Titans, but this is not for them.
No. Like you have
Yep.
Hawk and Dove, and
Yep.
they get bloody.
Yep.
And then they get turned on by being bloody. It's weird.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Like, just in general, like the whole DC like attempting to be Marvel thing is so joyless.
Yeah.
And it bothers me so much. Like the best films.
Yeah.
Have been the Wonder Woman films.
Yep.
And Birds of Prey, and James Gunn's Suicide Squad, not the original, but the James Gunn one.
Wait.
Yeah.
There's a James Gunn Suicide Squad?
Dude.
I thought he was connected with the Marvel universe.
Okay, right? So
Yeah.
So he did Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
he got canceled over some tweets.
Yep.
Disney cut him loose.
Sure.
So he went over to DC, and then he made this movie. And during the process of making this film, Disney reversed the decision, and he's back on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But in an interim period, he made a new Suicide Squad movie. So it's rated R. It's very bloody and violent. The similar thread through all 3 of those films, including the first Suicide Squad, is Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Who is like pitch perfect amazing in all 3 of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only worth watching that for her. But like Birds of Prey is fantastic, even though Harley Quinn's not really part of Birds of Prey. It doesn't matter. It's the whole thing's good. And then you got this Suicide. It's just so good.
I heard Suicide Squad. Okay, the first movie came out and it had really mixed reviews.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that one.
But so they're not connected? Are they connected? Like, ugh,
I mean, there's the fact that both of them exist is a
Okay.
thing.
All
I
right.
don't even think it's the same Amanda Waller between the two of them.
Okay.
Because isn't it like Vivid? No, I can't remember. But like if you haven't seen Peacemaker, which is a direct like spin-off of that movie of the second Suicide Squad movie,
Sure.
that's where it comes from. Because I mean, I don't even know how you can
Yeah.
like see Peacemaker because there's like no actor there. It's just like an empty suit. But
Okay.
that's a joke about John Cena. Never mind.
I don't know anything.
Because you can't see him. You
yeah.
can't see John
Okay.
Cena.
You
He's
can't?
invisible.
He is. Okay.
He's
That's
fantastic, by the way. And making
Okay.
a whole show about him,
Yeah.
I was very skeptical.
Okay.
Very skeptical. But I will tell you one thing about DC and HBO
Yeah.
in general, especially if you watched like Watchmen.
Okay.
They do not brook a racist. I tell you
Yeah.
what. Very unapologetically anti-racist.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Like, I don't know. There's so many. Like, I don't know how anybody has the time to keep up with comic book universes. I just can't.
I don't
I
blame you.
don't. I you know, I feel like the Marvel universe had it appeared when I was a high school student, I would be so in. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the same with like a lot of these other things. But like now, as someone with the fork, I am trying to watch my way through the mainline Marvel movies in order. And I am up to Captain America right now.
The first one? Oh,
The first
boy.
one. Well,
Yikes.
I've seen things in between, mostly on airplanes. Like
Yeah.
I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, you know, before I saw 1, which is not the way to watch them. I would not
No.
recommend. But that's the problem. If someone's like, "Hey, you want to go?" I remember when Endgame came to Japan, everyone's like, let's all go see Endgame or whatever. And they were getting a group together to go to Kokura to see Endgame. And I'm like, oh, cool. I love movies. I'll go watch it. And they're like, have you seen this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie? And they're like, no. And they're like, you really shouldn't go. And I'm like,
did you go?
I did not. So I have not seen Endgame yet.
Dude, all right. Yeah, no, I had a similar problem, right? Like having, I don't have 4 kids, but I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's very hard to go out and see these films. So it wasn't until I got Disney Plus that I was able to catch up.
I know.
So I didn't
Disney
see
Plus is
Endgame.
wonderful.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't see Endgame. I didn't see Infinity War before that. I didn't see any of the standalones. So like Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Black Panther. The Black Widow one came out after all that.
Yep.
But like Shang-Chi, I finally saw too, which also came out afterwards.
I really want to see that one. I hear it's really good.
Yeah. No, there are no bad Marvel movies, but there are certainly ones that it's like they're just fun. Like they're not like I got to see this, you know. Like as much as I loved Thor Ragnarok,
you
don't have to see it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
because I was talking, I was like, what movies do I have to see? And they're like, and my friend who's really into this, he's like, all of them. And I'm like, can I skip Ant-Man? And they're like, you cannot skip Ant-Man. And I'm like, I can't skip Ant-Man? How is? And he's like, no, you cannot. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We got a really
the Wasp I didn't see either. That's right. Yeah.
We got a really cool comment right now from Sinister Sally, who's writing in, I'm a Tenchi fan. Comic universe is nothing. It's very, very, very true. Tenchi, every time there's a new series, they just throw out all the continuity. And even within, like, okay, the movie Tenchi Muyo and Love follows the Tenchi TV series. But the movie Tenchi Daughter of Darkness is supposed to be following the OVA system, but Kiona is in it, even though she's not in the OVA. So I hear you. And the new ones I haven't even watched. Because I I feel I feel that same kind of that same draw of like, because there's Galaxy Police Force,
Yeah.
and then there's something like some spin-off that's like something, and then they made more of the OVA series timeline later on, and then they did again later on after that, and then there's Shin Tenchi, also known as Tenchi in Tokyo, and then there's the Pretty Sammy spin-off series, and then there's Magical Project S, and there's and then there's the Galaxy Police spin-off series. Yeah.
If we're going to talk about this, though, I'm going to have to put my stake in the ground and say the OVA is the best.
Ooh. Yeah. Most people would agree with you. Would agree with you. The animation's the best. The characters are really cool. But I'm going Tenchi Universe.
Universe
Tenchi
has
TV
the best
series.
story.
Yep. And
Universe is the most cohesive.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got a beginning, a middle, and an end, and like it but like the OVA series clearly didn't know where it was going.
Right.
But it's so stylistic. It's so beautiful. It's like the animation's really good. The music's good. Everything's on point. But then it kind of like, what are we right now? Let's make Ryuoki a human girl, or something. It's like,
But I will say that the follow-up that they did does end things.
Yeah.
It's a good follow-up.
Sure. But anyway, yeah. Oh, we should do an episode on Tenchi Muyo. That'd be fun.
Should. I mean, I have an excuse to watch it again, right?
Yeah.
All right. We should probably take viewer questions.
Okay, viewer questions.
All two of our viewers currently.
I mean, I get it. This is not a. I think. I don't know. I think the target audience for this is like parents and small children. So we should have just stuck with the full frontal male nudity. It's not too late.
All right.
Hey, we lost our two viewers.
Look at you guys with clothes. You should just watch The Kids in the Hall.
All right.
These guys are so old now.
I can't even believe some of them didn't go on to do a lot of stuff after Kids in the Hall. Well, that one guy was on Superstore, and John Kinney, not John Kinney, Tom Kinney, he's the voice of SpongeBob and every other animation voice, so surprised he has time to do a show. Anyway, Kids in the Hall. All right. So wait, that show was on when I was in junior high school.
Dude, 89 to 95, and then Brain Candy was in 95.
Never watched Brain Candy.
You never
watched?
Brain Candy was the first thing I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to watch reruns of it on Comedy Central. And I think before that it was on MTV or VH1. It was one of those music channels.
That sounds reasonable. There was apparently a movie or like a mini series or something in 2010. It's on Amazon. I haven't seen it. No, I want to though, but it's available. So I'm going to do it. Apparently the original show was available in Canada on Amazon, just not in the States. I got to pay for it, which I guess I probably should. It's been a long time, but the Kids in the Hall season starts with a Brain Candy reference. Just watch it.
Okay, where can I watch Brain Candy? That's why I didn't watch. That's why I didn't watch it, because no access.
I developed a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends. Can also give worms to ex-boyfriends. I developed a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends.
My favorite skit from all of Kids in the Hall, though, is "These are the Daves I know."
Oh, right. Oh, so good.
Because I knew so many Daves.
Brain Candy. Where can we watch Brain Candy? I mean, I probably have a VHS of it somewhere. I'll just send it to you.
All right.
Oh, I mean, sorry. It's the whole thing's probably on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
Cough, cough, cough. I mean, not because it should be.
But it is. That's someone else's problem. All right. All right, let's take some viewer questions. Woo!
It appears. Brain Candy is on Amazon, but is currently unavailable to watch in my location, which probably means it's available in Canada.
Okay.
Right.
Probably gonna watch that Mike Myers movie tonight.
Do it. Okay. All right. Yes. Keep in mind that Pentaverite probably was going to be a movie originally.
Okay.
But they made it a Netflix mini series instead, which I think was a good choice, and you'll see why.
Okay.
All right. So Satoshi says he's really starting to enjoy Kimagori Orange Road. So I'm glad that we
had an impact. We had an impact. It's great. It does start off a little, but once the characters kind of settle into their personalities, it's a little helpful. Then it's a little cookie cutter, but I like it. Hopefully you can also see the OVAs, which are quite well done, quite well animated, and you can watch them out of order. That's actually the first thing I watched for the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched the Brain Spike. That was my first introduction. So.
Oh yeah. I watched the episode this evening where the twin sisters are watching a sci-fi show and elevate light bulbs, and Madoka and Kyosuke think it's a UFO. Yes. There's also an episode that is like a parody of like Mothra and Godzilla movies, which is really amazing.
Oh, Sister Sally says.
I started for the Sukebon and stayed for the Espers. There you go.
Yep. Whatever that term actually means in this show.
Yeah. Whatever advances the plot is like someone asked me what are Kyosuke's powers? And it's like whatever he needs at the time,
right?
And whatever can possibly go, and whatever has the potential to go wrong. So.
Oh yeah, Satoshi. I don't think you're supposed to like Kyosuke, especially by the end.
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk. I mean, I can empathize with him a little bit because I was a jerk when I was younger as well and had trouble figuring out what meaningful relationships were. So I guess I could identify with him, but I've never seen him as a hero character. He has his moments.
Yeah, but he's definitely someone who moves the plot along.
Yes, that's right. If
not for his indecisive, imagine all the harem anime out there, and it's just this guy has this pick of girls, but he's too shy to make a decision. Imagine if those girls actually had feelings.
Yep,
that's this show.
That's Orange Road. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, here's something. If you're watching Orange Road again, and it'll be fun. Just imagine that the guy who runs the coffee shop, Akaba. How do they pronounce it there? AC. Whatever. Anyway, the coffee shop that they refer to as the master. Imagine that he's just a baby with a mustache, because that's kind of how he looks like he's drawn. So we used to watch that show, and every time he'd come on the screen, we'd go, "Oh, I'm a baby." I don't know why, but I can't distance myself from it now. But you know what?
It's not called ABBA. Oh, ABCB. Okay, it's not called Abacab, is it? Is that?
No, that's actually how they pronounce it in the show.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, I mean that's a song by Genesis, so it's probably on purpose.
Yeah, probably.
And I've only heard that song a few times. I don't really care for it. The album's great. That particular song though, I don't. Anyway, who was this? Sorry, someone posted a meme of this. It was Star Trek 2, and one of Khan's minions is in a transport, or we haven't locked on, sir, and it's Spock's Captain, they've locked on to Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins. Kirk's they're trying to steal Genesis.
Ugh.
Can you blame them? Especially in the 80s? I'm just saying.
That if you're gonna steal anyone, I want to be your sledgehammer.
You have to go back in time and save Phil Collins.
Speaking of Phil Collins,
Speaking of Phil Collins,
I just watched Tarzan for the first time. I've never seen it before. Disney's Tarzan. Now, why might you ask? Did I watch Tarzan? Because I'm playing. No, because I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. And there's a whole Tarzan level, and I'm there, and I'm like, I have no idea what to do because I have not seen this film.
Oh,
so I watched the movie.
You'll be in my heart. Is that what that's from?
It's basically like Phil Collins wrote the song for it, like the soundtrack for it, but it's kind of like he just wrote one song that just kind of, he just kind of like, and it's like, I don't know, it kind of narrates what's going on the screen, which I've always hated that kind of thing. Like, but it's fine.
He won an Oscar for that.
Yes, he did somehow. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. All right. Let's bring this to an end. It's been a while, so I'm glad we're catching up. But
put it out of it. Put it out of its misery. Yeah.
Just like Teen Titans Go. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna watch more of that show.
It is
great. You can't tell me otherwise.
I would highly recommend it. And that's one of the things that I thought though is like this is a show that I would recommend to people who don't normally even watch superhero series because it only has the veneer of a superhero series.
Right.
It is just a bunch of teenagers hanging around and getting into wacky situations.
I can't wait for the reboot of whatever popular franchise is next, and it just continues these tropes.
Okay, then you need to watch the Chippendales Rescue Rangers movie.
Fine. Okay. Fine.
Okay, you watch that right after this podcast.
All right, I will do
because
that.
I want to talk to you about it, and it is totally a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
You and a bunch of other people want to talk to me about it. So
it has got to be in the same. It's definitely the same universe. It's definitely the same universe, but whether it's a sequel and what I'm hoping is it's setting up because I would love to see more Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
All right, cool. Oh, I forgot. We'll mention it next episode, but the other big TV development was new Doctor Who. But we'll set it for next time.
Yeah.
Well,
we should. I think we should do 50. I think we should do an episode on each season of Doctor Who.
Maybe one per doctor.
One per doctor. Okay.
But still 14 doctors.
Patrick Throden era is going to be a really short episode.
Anything before Pertwee, there's not a lot of surviving material anyway.
That's right. So, although they're putting them together again. Anyway, going back to Star Trek, Strange New Worlds is episodic, not a season-long single story like Discovery and Picard. I have no way of watching any Star Trek at this time. I cannot watch anything Star Trek because Paramount grabbed them off Paramount Plus doesn't exist in Japan, and they pulled them off of a lot of services that previously had them. So,
that's lame.
Yeah. So,
well, if you can watch any Star Trek show, make sure that you watch Lower Decks, and if you can't watch Lower Decks, then you should watch Strange New Worlds.
I'm gonna watch Deep Space Nine.
That's acceptable.
Like if I have a way of watching Star Trek again, that's the one I think I'd really like to watch the most.
Yep. Good one.
Anyway.
Very good. Okay. All right. So we don't have to end this show because we have a ready-made ending for us. So.
All right. Let's run that ending.
Thank you for making it to the end of another episode of Two Boobs Watch the Tube. If you would like to support these boobs, please subscribe. Like us on iTunes and tell a friend. If you want to give us a big push up, donate to the Famicom Dojo Patreon found in the show notes. There you can also find info about sponsoring an episode and also info about the other great shows, and one bad one, on the Nerd and Tie Network. Until next time, keep it classy.